Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with rcgroups.com. And then with the never ending effort to keep bringing you information about the hobby, I'm here with Chuck Hamilton. Chuck and I met at Joe Nall more than a few times, but this year he had an airplane and we were going to shoot video, talk about it. It rained on us. So now we're here with Plan B. Chuck, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Jim. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. So Robart's tent was there, and Chuck had the Robart Retract pressure guard on this particular airplane. And so when the rain killed the deal, I said, "Hey, could you shoot some pictures?" And he did us one better. We have a full installation series here of how to put this thing in your plane and more. And I have all that loaded up. But first, Chuck, I wanted you to tell us a little bit about the Retract pressure guard and why you think it's important.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. It's the pressure guard's literally it's protection of your aircraft. So when an air pressure in your aircraft gets below a predetermined value, and the good thing is that value you can set on your aircraft. So every airplane is different. So that's what's one of the beauties or the benefits of the pressure guard. So, for example, if you have an airline failure or something in flight, and the pressure drops to that predetermined value we discussed, the retracts will retract out of the aircraft and lock while you still have a sufficient amount of air pressure to get them down and get them locked.
So it's a fail safe.
Yeah, it's a fail safe. We call it a pressure guard, a Robart pressure guard, just to keep things protected. Fail safe, and obviously in our industry, it talks more electronic, digital, that kind of things. This is more almost a mechanical operation with a little bit of electronics involved.
So what I'm going to do now is we're going to cut over to this video series. And if you have anything to say during the video, because you'll actually be talking through the video, but let me know and we can jump over to that. And so without further ado, we're going to kick off to installation of the Retract pressure guard.
Setting up the Robart pressure guard is real easy. I have mine loose here so I can show you easily the installation of my Zeroli Panther here. You basically have two connections and an air connection, okay? The first connection is to the receiver, and this is actually supplied with the pressure guard. It's a female to female lead, so it goes straight to your receiver. And then the second one is your lead from your air valve servo, okay? That plugs in right next to it. And then finally is just an air line. This is teed in between the air tank and the air fill. The next step is to set the trigger points, if you will, for the Robart pressure guard system. You need to do a couple of things first. Make sure that your gear switch is in the down position on your transmitter and that you have your minimum PSI in the system. And on this aircraft, which is a Zeroli standard size Panther, I have 30 PSI. That's just from my experience. On larger aircraft, I'll probably do something a little bit larger, maybe 40 PSI. But those are the two things we need to do, because now what we're going to do is we're going to put the system into a mode that allows us to set the trigger points. So that then after you have that done, is hold down the program button while you turn on the aircraft. Once I get a solid light, release the button. It should blink once slowly. Stop. Now that we have the system in program mode, if you will, the gear is in down position. The switch is in the down position. Press and hold the program button again. Hold till LED light comes on. And the light should flash slowly twice. The last step setting up the Robart pressure guard is put the gear in the up position. But let's maintain that and check that you still have 30 PSI, minimum 30 PSI operating in your system. If not, the system won't work. Okay, so then we press and hold, we put the gear up while we're pulling the gear up. And the light should flash 3 times. Cut. Final step is press and hold the LED button so it becomes solid. And to confirm that everything is working good, it should flash 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And your system is complete. Turn off the transmitter and your system is correct. Okay, let's test the system. It's all powered up. Notice the light is solid. Gear is down. I put more air in it because that's the operating pressure. And we'll pull the gear up. Okay, everything worked properly. Now we're going to bleed the system down. And at about the 30 psi mark, the gear should come down. There it goes. Worked as designed.
So there you go.
Yeah, a pretty simple installation. Very easy to add if you have already have your aircraft built. Maybe you've been flying it for a while. And this is something you want to add. It's super easy to install. Like I said, I kind of kept mine loose just so we can show everybody. But at the end of the day, I'll just use double-sided tape, servo tape for electric guys, you know, and tape it down in place. And it's it's done, and it's good to go. I'm actually using. I have 2 or 3 of those right now in my aircraft. I have a Zeroli Panther, the Spitfire, the Zeroli Spitfire that we had at Joe Dahl. Each one was a retrofit, if you will, and it literally took minutes.
So have you had one of these fire off on you when you actually had air pressure loss?
No, not yet. That's the beauty, you know, and you know, what's kind of neat about it, Jim, is that sense of security that I got with it.
Sure.
When I started flying with it, just thinking, you know, because sometimes we either forget we forget to fill up the air.
Right.
That happens a lot. And some aircraft just hold air better than others. I have aircraft that hold air for a month, and I have aircraft that holds air for 30 minutes. So but just a real nice, I guess, comfort feeling in these aircraft.
And we'll jump back over to the site. So we're at robart.com, and you can just type in the search bar up here at the top, retract pressure guard. $100 is some cheap security for your plane that you have so many hours into.
Absolutely. And if you notice, that is the introductory price they have going on. They've
Right.
honored that since Joe Dahl as a launch item. So yeah, you're saving quite a bit of money after that point.
Right. Well, Chuck, man, I appreciate you taking time not only to visit with us today, but also to shoot those videos, because when I buy anything, I would love a video that shows me exactly how to do it. And I'll usually have it with me on my phone while I'm out there making it happen. So now,
Yeah, I'm
if you do
same way
order
as
this,
far as installation, almost step by step, and that's why I kind of did it in segments so that you could review it before you did it or after you did it. But it's real easy to install and use, and once you know, then it's out of sight, out of mind.
all right, everyone, we've been talking to Chuck Hamilton, and we have shown you the Robart Retract pressure guard, what it's for, how to install it, and where to go buy it. Chuck, man, have a great day. And once again, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks a lot, Jim T. See you soon.
Bye.